Hey everybody, welcome back to some Tetris 99. One 30-year-old baby boomer tries to reach the level of a grandmaster. If you didn't watch the first episode, go back. There's so much vernacular. You know, it's like missing the second lecture of a college class. First lecture, don't cheat on your tests. Yeah, I get it, dude. Second lecture, if you miss that and you show up, the dude's going to be talking about micropipettes and benzene rings, the fall of Rome, and you're going to be like, wait a minute. I thought this was home ec. Yeah, toss me on randoms here. For once, we're not getting Rorschach at the very start of the game. And again, if you need to ask, what's a Rorschach? Yo, what did I just tell you? You got to go back and watch the previous episode, okay? So I got a methodology. For the most part, the methodology is very, very simple to understand because I'm a simple kind of man. Trying to build a tower, but sometimes, you know, the tower, it's not built to your specifications. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, this will never work. Sometimes you're building your tower and you're like, you know what? I don't like the granite that we picked out for the countertops. So you take the tower down to 0 in that case. Then you start over again and you get something that looks good. I will say, still, I wouldn't say it's basic Tetris strategy, but there's still some Tetris strategy that is to a certain extent lost on me. I understand I have an over-reliance on long L blocks and would never dispute that fact, mostly because I have eyeballs. But how do you get consistent Tetris or Tetrises? Let's go for some KOs here. I think the time's right. Without relying on the L block. That's where people, you know, they pop in. They're well-meaning, you know. It's not like they're being jerks, but they pop in and they're like, you rely on L blocks too much, or the straight blocks too much. And you're like, okay, I agree. What do I do about it? And they're like, rely on them less. That's non-specific feedback. How am I supposed to take that, you know, back to the HQ and improve my ability to get better? You know, you need actionable feedback. Rely on them less is not actionable feedback. It's like, hey, when you're in this situation, you have a pattern. Your pattern is to do this. Instead of doing this, do this instead, where this is not rely on them less. You know what? I actually like this piece right here. You know, it's the S and the Z block that get you into trouble from time to time. We got to try to work our way out of those. If you can find good opportunities to drop S and Z blocks, dude, you're going to love life, let me tell you. I can't believe, by the way, we have 0 KOs. Oh, baby. We do not have 0 KOs any longer. We desperately... Okay, that block is actually fine. Then we can take advantage of this. All right. You know what? Let's store this bad boy up. Does leave us kind of a weird spot on building, but... And isn't it the universal axiom of Tetris? It always feels like the bad blocks show up way more frequently. I don't think that's the truth, but you know, I think it's, to some extent, I think you know, there's a lot about Tetris you can apply to life at large. And I know that sounds ridiculous. But look at that, we just had 2 positive things in a row, but I barely noticed, because as soon as I saw the positive thing, I just slurped it up. I went, I need it. You know, we didn't take too much time to appreciate it. Maybe there's a metaphor in there, you know, for life in general. You know, take the time to savor the good stuff when it's there. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just matching blocks. I don't know. It's not really my goal to be the Zen master of YouTube. Just kind of trying to get a W here for my own self-confidence. Okay, we Mad Cats, but that's all right. That was the rare accidentally tactical Mad Cats. That's when you Mad Cats, but the situation was actually probably better than what you would have done in the first place, so I'm going to give myself a big round of applause for that. Okay, I saw that shot coming in. Now you get yourself on Wyatt watch, okay? Is this Wyatt, or is this just, you know, somebody clearing lines? I'm very cognizant of the fact, not everybody who sends us garbage, that was not a Mad Cats, that was a bad brain. Not everybody who sends us garbage is trying to ruin our day. Some people who send us garbage are just trying to stay alive. And, you know, I don't want to pile on, if you know what I mean. And again, you know, the Tetris methodology, we got problems. I don't think this is Wyatt. Oh my god, never mind. That was a perfect Wyatt. How many attackers do we have there? Be honest. I don't even want... We screwed that up. 2 missed inputs in quick succession. You know, it's going to throw you for a loop in Tetris. There's no doubt about it. That's my bad. I really think, you know, if I'm going to consistently have a good shot at getting top 10, top 5, top 3, which is where you got to be, obviously, to have a chance of the victory, we gotta basically play a mistake-free game. It's tough. Sometimes it feels like there's nothing you can do. Sometimes it feels like you're all alone. In the city you live in, the city of angels. Lonely as I am, together we cry. Probably should have gone for a full-on Tetris there. So my methodology right now, I'm keeping us on... Yikes, that was pretty dumb. I'm keeping us on... Please play an option here. Keeping us on randoms. You know, I'm not really in a position where I feel too comfortable making enemies at the time being. You know, we didn't have a whole lot of people targeting us from the get-go, so I don't really think it's a wise decision for me personally to come out of the gate and make a whole bunch of people mad. And, you know, we got garbage coming in, but remember, we get 2 lines of garbage. That's not a situation where somebody's like, hey, he's the streamer, kill him. This is a situation where, you know, these are people just trying to make their way in the world today. And as you know from the Cheers theme song, sometimes that takes everything you got. Perfect placement. Thank you. See, here's the situation. We really need an orange to go there. Okay, we got some KOs flowing. I apologize. It was not a KO I necessarily intended upon. What am I doing? It was a KO that just happened to occur. You know, probably starting right now, you know, we're in a pretty good spot. Haven't been playing perfect, making some pretty brain-dead mistakes, to be honest with you, but, you know, we're close to the bottom. And when I'm close to the bottom, that's when I like to start taking a little bit more of a KO focus, personally. Now, if we get targeted too much, I don't think that was too much. I'm going to give them a chance to redeem themselves by changing their targeting. If we start to get targeted too much, we go for a little bit of a Rorschach situation, as I'm sure you're familiar with from my earlier discourse. As per my recent emails, you should know what a Rorschach is, even if I do mispronounce it. Okay, that's a lot coming in. This might be a Wyatt situation, but, you know, if you want to be the Wyatt, you got to beat the Wyatt. So we're going to send them a full-on Tetris. Go a little bit radio silence, just temporarily. Gotta clear the garbage hole. Screwed that one up something fierce. That's okay, because we can just do this. Now let's go back on randoms. We've angered Wyatt. Wyatt is furious, and you can tell that he's mad based on the quantity and sadly, the quality of the garbage that he's sending us. In order for us to get out of this situation, well, let me settle this for you. We probably won't get out of this situation. But in order for us to have any chance to get out of this situation, we gotta be able to put some lines downfield, so to speak. It's a pretty dangerous and delicate situation here, but, you know, at the end of the day, you can bail yourself out a little bit in Tetris. Getting yourself, if you're getting targeted and you got, you know, clowns to the left of you, jokers to the right, you got real problems. Yeah. I mean, we also had 8 lines of garbage coming up there, so it was pretty unlikely we were going to make it out of there. But we did at least beat Big Yoshi. So we got very, very little to worry about in terms of... I mean, I think that was a pretty good game, is what I'm trying to say. And it's the thing, you know, at the end of the day, which I realize I've been saying a lot here, at the end of the day, part of our ability to succeed in Tetris 99 is going to come down to luck. And luck in this case means number of games played plus the situation involved in those games. I got 3 attackers, I got 1 attacker. 1 attacker equals you go for randoms. Doesn't bother me. What have I done? Here's where you start throwing out some super weird stuff. I don't know, dude. Let's just try it on. See what fits. This is a terrible idea. Okay, so now that I've screwed myself, let's, you know, do Tetris 101. Pull ourselves back. And get, cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. You know what? Send them. We're lucky. We're not... Honestly, if this had been a Rorschach situation, your men would already be dead. Agent Smith, The Matrix. Look it up, sweetheart. Instead, we got very lucky. We were not really targeted for deletion, like a Wikipedia article on a subject of questionable influence. Instead, you know, we're able to get ourselves back to a situation where, honestly, things are looking pretty solid. Look at that. We're back down to 0 here. So now that we're here, we accidentally got a KO on randoms. That's AO-KO by me. And you know what? We're gonna compromise a little bit. Compromising is when you recognize you've placed a hole in your tower somewhere, but in the interest of expediting the process, getting things placed down quickly, you know, you feel like it's the right call in that moment, which may or may not be the case. Okay, KOs are flooding. I may not... We got a few attackers here, but that's okay. I may not be the best Tetris 99 player on Earth. I think that that's definitely still up for debate. I'm being facetious, but I laugh nonetheless. However, I got a pretty good KDR. And I gotta think that, you know, maybe part of our problem is being a little bit too aggressive and going for KOs. Kate told me when she won, her focus was basically on attacking randoms until she got attacked in a big way herself. And then she would focus on hold up here. I got a plan. This is radio silence, just temporarily. Okay, we're back. Until she got attacked in a big way, then she would attack attackers, and then she would go back to randoms. So this is a big one. Probably a prime time to switch. Yeah, we got to go attack attackers. It's the only way for us to get out. This might be a Wyatt situation. Maybe, maybe not. You never know, right? And by never know, I mean I only know once I see their name after the game. It's like Smash Bros. Oh, we gotta go this one. You always... that's like the first step in my personal Tetris evolution was looking at the next piece. You know, when I started playing Tetris, well, Tetris 99 at least, which is really my first foray into anything but like Windows Tetris. When I first started playing it, you know, it was just enough for me to try to stay alive, you know? So you're just... Let me put it this way. You might think I'm playing slow right now, but, you know, this is 20 times faster than I was playing when I first began. You know what? Toss one of these. Okay. Then you start sending them. Then you start sending them. Toss them one of these. Send them one of those. Send them back. I don't even know. What are we attacking right now? We were attacking. We had, like, no targets. Didn't keep the garbage hole clean. It's a mistake, but it's a mistake that's certainly recoverable. And can't you feel it for yourself? You know, we're not at risk of getting the W probably in this one, but you know, one day if we play long enough, it'll happen, and when it happens, it's gonna be a beautiful moment. Hate it? Oh, I hate it even more. Okay, we're so lucky, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but we're so unbelievably lucky to have not been targeted during my own period of being extremely terrible right there. We might just have a chance to temporarily bail ourselves out. I don't know if I would recommend the move I just made, but here we are. It's one of those situations where you're just waiting for one particular piece. And somehow, some way, we've managed to pull ourselves out of disaster. And I really, like, if I'm being 100% with you, we almost certainly should be dead. And are not really doing a great job, you know, with the situation we've been bequeathed. Please don't target me. I'm begging you not to target me. No! Oh, okay, I screwed it and then I saved it. That was the old screw and save. No comment on my choice of diction there, please. Please. Oh my god, okay, that was not great. Yeah, okay. 6 KOs, 18th place. I'm never gonna be like, oh, we really dropped the ball. What we did do is we panicked. We panicked a little bit. You know, it's just all it takes on the controller is one brain mad cats. One time you hit up when you didn't actually have it in the position you wanted. Like I said, we gotta have a mistake-free game. But we were playing on the back foot for a long time there, and honestly, I think we did well not to just give up and be like, well, we're in a tough spot, right? You know, you can fight. Sheer force of will do a lot for you in this game. All right, one attacker. It's not a Rorschach situation, which is beautiful. All right, let's create a trough on one side of the screen. All right, that's a lot of garbage early. I can really only assume that is a double Tetris situation. We're gonna lose like instantaneously. I'm dead. I came in last. I did come in last. All I can say about that one is, what can you do? The answer is clear lines, be better. You know, be better is kind of like, you know, why can't I lift 500 pounds? Just be stronger, you know? It's going to take time for us to get there. If you get targeted for deletion by Wyatt Earp, Annie Oakley, it's a, you know, shoot out at the OK Corral sort of situation. I didn't lose that game. That was a game I was never going to win as long as, you know, Leon the Professional was involved. Life goes on. What do we learn from that game? Like, literally nothing. But, you know, that was like in Mega Man X when you fight the penultimate boss on the first level and you're forced to lose. It's just a situation where, like, you know, we've learned what's possible in this game. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it's compromisable situation. No harm, no foul. Send him one of these. All right, let's go for KOs. Usually by this point in the game, somebody's starting to get a little frazzled. Maybe they got a Wyatt-based situation like we had last time. You know, it's just the way of the world, kid. At the end of the day, almost everybody involved in any game of Tetris 99 is going to die. And I don't mean in real life. I mean within the context of the game mode itself. Who knows? Maybe we'll be the Immortal Life generation. You know, I'm not happy with what I've done here. But it's not a situation where we should just toss it. Waiting for that next blue piece. Then we go attackers. We're getting ready to throw down several Tetris on them. There you go. That's what happens when you send me garbage, okay? You send me garbage, you get garbage in return. That's a metaphor for Twitch chat as well. Here you go. The Beatles said it best. And in the end, the garbage you make is equal to the garbage you take. Never forget who did that. Was it me that targeted you? I don't think so. I don't think so. Dude, I hate... We got two square boys. Okay, we got to work ourselves out of this. How does one do that? It's a tough one. We got to wait for a long piece. Thankfully, we got one. I apologize, by the way. I will probably consistently call the long piece an L block, erroneously. Should probably switch off of attackers. You know, don't want to draw too much ire, if possible. Okay, that garbage hole is clear. Well, don't love clearing that line. This is a situation where we had the opportunity there, and I'm working on it. We had the opportunity to create a situation that could only be solved via long block. And I fought hard against my preconceived notions to not do that. I hope that that was considered a positive. Top half, it's a really, you know, the top half is just the beginning. Okay, so we got a full Tetris easily stored up. Let's send that back at these 3 attackers, then immediately go back to KOs. It's not my position to be making, you know, enemies we can't handle just yet. At the end of the day, and I know I keep saying at the end of the day quite consistently, you know, you're gonna, unless a Wyatt happens to get knocked out, you're gonna encounter a Wyatt. It's the way of the world, sweetie. No. Like this. Go back to attackers. You got several. They don't want you to win. Send them one of those. You know what? Toss them one of these. Not a very common move in my lexicon. If you got to do this to clear lines, you got to do this to clear lines. You go back to attackers. You send them. I noticed in my peripheral vision, I only have 1 attacker. That means I'm going to lay off a little bit. Rather, you know, we're sending 50% more garbage than your average bear right now. Could be better. I'd really like to get that at, you know, if possible, like 10,000 times the amount of garbage sent. In all likelihood, that's pretty unrealistic. It's okay. That's tomorrow Ryan's problem right there. The fact that we created a gap there. That's not for me to deal with. That's tomorrow, Ryan. You know what? Not panicking. Not yet. I'll admit, could be better. But there's no panic involved. You know, we've done a pretty good job. Look at that. Tomorrow, Ryan. That's why you don't doubt tomorrow, Ryan. He was up to the task. Now we're on radio silence, as I'm sure you've noticed. As always, I have placed myself on full KOs and then been like, dude, why do I have so many KOs? I can't do anything about it. Egg, you're gonna get in trouble. Send them. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. But you know what? We're just waiting on long block. I see it coming. There it is right there. It's honestly like a half of this game is just having a place for the inevitable square block to go. I don't see a long block en route. So I'm going to do one of these. Things are getting a little spicy. No doubt about that. Have we attracted the attention of a Wyatt yet? I would say no. Perfect. Good stuff. Good, very good stuff, honestly. So don't get it twisted up. Everything's going just fine right now. You can always spin just a little bit extra. Keep yourself, you know, in the market for a W. I really desire a long piece. I'm in trouble. Send them. This is a big sendable moment. Ah! I knocked someone. No! I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh! Oh, baby. We were kicking it there. Well, how many KOs was that? 8 KOs, dude. Ooh, for now, that's going to do it for this one. I got to take a little brain break. I'll be back momentarily. Well, not momentarily, but soon with another Tetris 99. Eggman tries to get his first and perhaps only W. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya!